Well, speaking with the dead, it used to be something you needed a medium for, or maybe even a Ouija board to do. But now one AI startup says you can do it with your phone.
The glitter conspiracy is a rabbit hole you are not ready for. So I didn't know this, but there's legit only like 2 main manufacturers of glitter in the world, both of which are based in New Jersey.
The plan? He wanted to use a terrorist dressed as Santa Claus who would have handed out poison candy to children.
Let's freaking go, y'all. Welcome back to Unreal Reality, guys. Today, we'll be reacting to creepy and mysterious videos that no one has answers for. If anyone's new out there, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button so this video gets recommended to others. And with that out of the way, let's jump right into it, guys.
That would be so great. That joy wanted to infuse in every frame.
Last night, when this video was filmed, Ariana showed us that something was wrong, and it's even more terrifying than we thought. For months now, every time Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are filmed together, it gets stranger. No one acts this bizarre around their closest friends. Everyone's wondering the same thing. Why is she so protective of her? Everyone has already seen Ariana's shocking weight loss. She said herself it was better for her health, but who actually believes that? And on top of that, now whenever she appears on camera with Cynthia, it never ends well. Look closely. Each appearance gets weirder and weirder.
Not the time, helicopter! Go. Hey. Through this press door. Something's bothering her. She's gonna fix something. I know.
Sorry.
She's getting the fixing itch that Cynthia Erivo gets.
It's not there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because the thing is...
They just pinched me.
We would like to see your best toss.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
It's so good.
Thank you very much.
I love it. Well, today I have I'm doing an emotional toss.
That's right.
That's today's
Soulful.
So after seeing all this, someone's going to have to tell me whether Cynthia has become Ariana's bodyguard, or if the two of them are hiding a more secret relationship they're not ready to talk about yet. If you think something even worse is hiding behind all this, don't waste time. Come here fast and drop your opinion in the comments under this video.
I mean, Ariana's weight loss is one thing, but Cynthia acting like she's protecting some sacred holy artifact? Yeah, that's creepy.
A neo-Nazi cult leader has pled guilty to plotting a New Year's Eve attack in New York City. The plan? Well, you won't believe it. He wanted to use a terrorist dressed as Santa Claus who would have handed out poison candy to children.
Wow.
The 22-year-old from the country of Georgia is known as Commander Butcher, which off the bat is just terrifying. And he admitted to soliciting hate crimes, providing instruction on how to make bombs, and also how to use the poison ricin. It was all part of his international group called the Maniac Murder Cult, which again is terrifying, but sounds pretty on the nose. He's also said to have inspired mass shooters with something called Hater's Handbook. Truly, the whole thing is so evil, it sounds made up. Now, this all began when he traveled to New York in 2022 and encouraged others to carry out hate crimes on behalf of his cult. Now, with all his hateful plotting, clearly he didn't do a crack job at vetting recruits, thankfully for all of us. And one of those recruits happened to be an undercover FBI agent. Now, this terrorist pled guilty in a New York City federal court this week after being hauled back to the U.S. from Moldova, and he faces up to 40 years in prison, which to me doesn't nearly sound like enough.
Commander Butcher? That's not a nickname. That's a red flag wearing a name tag. Could you imagine being so unhinged that even Moldova was like, go ahead, you could keep him?
Trump's ballroom.
Dude, I've heard some conspiracies about this.
Yeah, and the kicker, Trump is not using taxpayer money.
Oh.
He has some donors.
Ooh.
You ready for these donors?
Yes.
Google, Apple, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Lockheed Martin, Palantir,
Typical.
T-Mobile.
One of these
Sponsored
things
by
is not
T-Mobile.
like the other, yeah.
Here's where it gets weird. Now it's going to be over $300 million for this 90,000 square foot ballroom. $3,330 a square foot. Way outside the standard of what you pay per square foot for a building.
So what are they spending so much money on?
A theory is that they're building building an underground database center.
Yeah, there you go.
A couple years ago, Israel built a underground data center. They paid $319 million for this.
That's got to be it.
So this ballroom is costing about the same as what this data center cost in Jerusalem.
But not nearly as big.
Well, that's just the surface.
Yeah.
Because they're just building a ballroom.
Yeah.
But what's going to be underneath?
And why are all these people interested in investing in it?
They would all invest because they don't want to be excluded.
Oh my gosh, bro.
In 2008, when everyone was telling me to get rid of my MySpace and to get a Facebook, I was right. I should have stuck with MySpace.
Who made MySpace?
Tom.
Google, Amazon, Palantir. Yeah, that's not a donor list. That's a classified document pretending to be a receipt. This is the kind of build where even the blueprints have a redacted section.
It's a man on here that's saying that he's stuck in the year 2027. So this man named Javier has people convinced that he is living in the year 2027. He's documenting everything that he does with nobody around. So what happened is, he's saying that he woke up in a bed by himself in the year 2027. And I know you're saying, woke up in a bed by himself. 2027, he had COVID in 2021. He was in a hospital. He woke up in a bed by himself in 2027. Mind you, if you jump down that rabbit hole and you look at them videos, you will see that everything adds up. This man is in a city by himself. This man is everywhere by himself. He is in places that you cannot be by yourself. He was in Times Square. Empty. This man is all over the world. Empty. Nobody but him. Now I say to myself, how is that shit even possible? Mind you, listen, Hollywood studios can't even clear shit out without a permit. How is he doing it? The first thing people do when they don't understand shit, what they say, it's AI. But check this shit out. So before AI was clicking, he was doing this. He's been on this app for a minute by himself, saying that he was by himself in 2027. Mind you, this man is answering comments on TikTok. He's answering comments on other social media
from 2027.
And people continuously ask him, well, how you got a internet connection? And you're like, yo, I'm guessing that 2021, 2027 has some sort of connection. He don't even know that it's 2025 right now. Basically, he's saying the whole world is empty and there's nobody in 2027 but him. Now tell me you believe that shit. If you do, jump in the comments. If you don't, jump in the comments. Let me know what you know about this shit.
My guy thinks he's Will Smith in I Am Legend, except instead of saving humanity and fighting zombies, he's replying to comments and posting daily content. Y'all are not the same.
Well, speaking with the dead, it used to be something you needed a medium for, or maybe even a Ouija board to do, but now one AI startup says you can do it with your phone. The app is called Two-Way, and it lets you upload photos and video of just about anybody to create your own AI avatar. Two-Way promising to let users chat with business luminaries, actors, even historical figures like William Shakespeare. But it's the promise of keeping grandma alive digitally that's drawing attention now.
He's getting bigger. See? Oh, honey, that's wonderful. Kicking like crazy.
He's listening. Put your hand on your tummy and hum to him. You used to love that.
Ooh, it just gave me chills. Let's bring our ABC Radio's Mike Dabuski in now for more on this. Mike, you know, last week we talked about this app that lets you text with Jesus. Now we've got one that will let you bring a deceased loved one back to life, sort of. You know, are people asking for this?
That's the big question, Kira, and certainly the company behind this, Two-Way, thinks that there is a market for it. This company actually comes from Callum Worthy, who, interestingly enough, was a Disney Channel actor back in the day. Well, now he's a tech founder behind this AI company that makes these digital avatars. They are kind of purported to be for educational purposes. For example, you can chat with like an AI version of Shakespeare, for instance.
That's cool.
But recently they announced this sort of new effort to digitally recreate people in your life who may be about to pass away, and they say with just 3 minutes of filming your loved one talking, telling people about themselves, that they'll be able to create this digital avatar that you can talk to for as long as you want. But Kira, from the sort of social media conversation around this advertisement that Callum Worthy put out last week, it certainly seems like this is dividing opinion online. Comments calling this vile or dehumanizing are common, and that really does speak to exactly how risky this can become in kind of AI's continued search for a real use case and a way for these companies to monetize this product.
Oh, you thought deleting somebody's number was hard. Wait until you gotta uninstall them. This is less of a comforting tool and more of a Black Mirror starter pack.
The missing Mexican model that warned us about So you've probably seen that viral video of a Mexican model screaming, claiming that she's seen people eating people, right? Well guys, this is way darker than it is. Part 1. The Incident. Back in 2009, a woman identified as Gabriela Rico Jimenez ran into a luxury hotel in Monterrey, Mexico, freaking out. She claimed that certain people were doing horrible things behind closed doors. Now, this line is what went viral. She claimed, "Se comieron a una persona," they ate a person, which absolutely horrified the internet. She looked terrified, like if she had seen something that she wasn't supposed to see. Part 2. The Theories. The video was buried for years until it popped out again in 2024, and people freaked out because they claimed that she exposed elite like secret cult parties and other secret societies. The creepy part is that no one could confirm what happened to her after that day. Some people believe that she vanished, others think she went into custody, and others think she just disappeared from the face of the earth, which is suspicious, right? Till this day, there's nothing about her. You can't find her anywhere. What do you guys think?
Right. She disappeared. Guys, this comment pretty much sums it all up. It says, the last thing she saw. Tell me it's wrong. Oh, that's actually terrifying. Do they have to do this for every storm or just the really, really bad ones? Guys, if you live in one of these areas and can answer that question, please drop it down below.
This TV show was banned after its very first episode. In 2012, a new Peruvian show called The Value of Truth put people in a chair, hooked them to a lie detector, and asked them personal questions for cash. The more honest you were, the more money you won. The catch was that your family sat right next to you while you answered everything. The very first contestant was 19-year-old Ruth Thalia, a call center worker who hoped the show would change her life. She sat beside her parents and her boyfriend as the questions started. She admitted she wished she looked different, that she felt embarrassed by her parents, and that she stayed with her boyfriend until someone better came along. Then the show pushed even deeper. Ruth revealed she worked as a stripper in a nightclub to pay her bills, something her boyfriend never knew. The episode became a national sensation, but weeks later, Ruth vanished. Investigators searched for her for 10 days until they found her buried in a shallow grave. No one imagined who could have done something so cruel, but the truth pointed back to the same person who sat beside her on that stage as she exposed secrets that embarrassed him in front of the entire country. Her ex-boyfriend, Brian.
And this is why I say honesty isn't always the best policy. She went on live TV, told the truth, and literally got ghosted permanently.
On the outside, they look like normal Christmas cards, but on the inside, disturbing handwritten messages. Several of these cards were found at the doorsteps of homes in a quiet Yucaipa neighborhood Monday night.
Open it, and it reads, "Santa, I want the head of a Nazi under my tree." And then I was like, whoa.
Doorbell video shows one man in a mask placing a note on the doorstep and then blowing a kiss. Another video shows two masked men placing another note in a planter.
It's really terrifying, to be honest with you, because we're home, I have my 14-year-old daughter. What if she would have been outside?
Now, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says they're investigating these two masked suspects, and they will be placing more patrol officers in this Yucaipa neighborhood.
Front of the card, snowflakes. Inside of the card, FBI watch list. My guy's out here starting literally the world's worst holiday traditions ever.
What's that? Oh, an experiment was done on some participants at the University of Copenhagen where they actually downloaded a digital clone of them, then put a realistic VR headset on them to see what would transpire, and the results were insane. Tell me more! Yeah, so during this experiment, they didn't really know what to expect, but what started happening is the digital version of these clones started doing different things of what the person was doing with the VR headset on. And it would be like they would smile at them even though the person isn't smiling with the VR headset.
Wow.
Creepy. The digital clone would whisper to them and say their name and different things of that nature, which would really mess with their brain. This is where things get a little bit eerie, though. People's brains started to go a little haywire in less than 90 seconds of doing this little experiment. They actually started to question if they themselves were real. People reported feeling like they were floating above their body, and many people had to stop doing the experiment within 90 seconds because their reality was breaking down because they didn't know who they were and had issues with their brain getting contradicting information of who they were. Oh, goody!
Bro expected a mirror, but got a possessed Snapchat filter instead. It's all fun and games till your clone starts acting like it's the real you.
Facts they didn't teach you in school. Pyramids are older than humans and were built by something that came before us. NASA didn't stop exploring the ocean, they just stopped showing people what they found. Every war is planned years ahead by the same people on both sides.
True.
The internet was never made for us, it was made to study us. Some mountains are actually giant trees that were cut down ages ago. We can't go back to the moon even if we wanted to. The government already knows how to stop aging, but keeps it from the public. There is something wrong and hidden in the Appalachian Mountains. Old buildings are way older than history, says they just rebuilt over them. Stars fall because they are not burning balls, they are fallen angels. Music frequencies were changed in 1953 to weaken the human spirit and control emotions. This woman on the plane really saw something she was never meant to see. Astroworld was not a concert, it was a satanic ritual in disguise. Our memories are updated while we sleep, that's why the past sometimes feels wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wasn't taught any of that stuff while I was in school. In fact, I'm pretty sure I was taught the exact opposite of most of that stuff. So, what do you think, guys? Coincidence?
On October 8th, worried neighbors called 911 after hearing the haunting sounds of kids singing happy birthday through the megaphone of a school, Habari Viejo, located in Murcia, Spain. The call was placed around 11 p.m. When the fire department arrived, they began investigating the source of the sounds, trying to shut it off. Eventually, at 4:30 a.m., they were able to break in and unplug the megaphone, playing this creepy music. Now, what's even stranger is that upon breaking into the school and locating the source, the fire department didn't find anyone inside that could have turned it on. So, was this just a creepy malfunction, or just what exactly is going on inside that school at night?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if I was one of those firefighters, I might have skipped this call. I don't care, guys. Malfunction or not, this is creepy AF.
This video by NASA of space and satellites hides several different things in plain sight, and something you can hear that if you're using logic and common sense, you know what you just heard doesn't make sense if they're in space. But this is, again, no alteration to the audio or the video. This was released by official sources. You have got to see and hear this. This just is another thing on the list of reasons why we know something else is going on up there. And look up here too. This thing's flapping in the wind. Supposed to be a vacuum. Do you hear that? Did you hear that? Rewind. If you ever watched a video of a GoPro or a camera underwater, it makes the exact same sound when things are clicking and clacking together. 100%. Is the first thing I thought when I heard it. Let's listen again. 100% sounds like it's underwater. And how is there sound in space? And what's going on with this flappy thing up here? Now, you may be wondering, but why would they fake it? Yada, yada, yada. Well, dude, listen. NASA has a 60-foot deep swimming pool with a green screen at the back of it.
What?
It could be used as a green screen. It's not officially a green screen, but I mean, it's a nice palette to be able to digitally alter things. And Nasha means to deceive in Hebrew. And every letter in the word Satan is in NASA except the T. And what do they say when NASA launches something? T-. This is a giant scam. They are duping you and fooling you with, and they're deceiving you because they want you believing in the fairy tale of space with all the green screens and CGI, because they want you thinking you're spinning around, flying around in space. You were a chance in 1 in a trillion that you're even here, and you're floating on this rock and you're insignificant. They don't want you knowing the truth that we were created, dude. We did not evolve. It's a giant scam that permeates the entire world. And furthermore, we can get into a deep dive on the inconsistencies and the facts of NASA getting caught doing very strange things that don't add up.
I am so lost. I am so confused. What's he getting at? That this was all done underwater in a pool? Guys, not a space agency. Period.
The caption is throwback to 2019 when a resident asked me to record her cleansing the death room. Whenever someone tells me they don't believe in ghosts, I show them this video.
Heavenly Father, I ask for your divine presence to fill this space. May your light shine brightly through every room, cleansing this home of any negativity, fear, or unrest. Let peace dwell in every corner, and love be the foundation of every wall. Bless this home with your protection, surrounding it with your angels, and shielding it from harm and evil. May every door be a passage to your grace, and every window open to your blessings. In Jesus' name.
I don't know if you guys missed it, but
Did the rosary just move? Yo, cause I thought that she moved her hand because like the camera is a bit shaky, but like she did not move her hand, bro.
And now she posted another video, and it just shows more proof of some supernatural stuff going on in that spot.
Okay.
Get the light, get the light. Yes. Did you just get that on camera? No. Stop. I don't.
What, did
no,
it
I'm not
close?
playing with you anymore. I don't like this.
What the fuck is that noise?
This is insane right now. Right there.
So that alarm, see, like when you're in a hospital, they tell you, oh, if you need us, press this button.
Yeah.
That's the alarm that's going off. And as you can see, they checked the room, and nobody's in there.
At the same time,
somebody could have just walked out, like it could have been faked.
Oh, hell no. You couldn't pay me enough to work in a nursing home, much less work the overnight graveyard shifts. No, thank you. I quite literally do anything else.
Yo, the glitter conspiracy is a rabbit hole you are not ready for. So I didn't know this, but there's legit only like 2 main manufacturers of glitter in the world, both of which are based in New Jersey, of all places. And yes, I'm talking like regular glitter, the same stuff you use in arts and crafts. One of these companies is like super secret and private, that apparently invented glitter themselves and is very hush-hush about everything. And the other is GlitterX. No one really thought much of it until it came out that we actually have a worldwide shortage of glitter back in 2018. Kind of a weird thing to be short of. So a journalist from the New York Times went in to interview the team at GlitterX to find out. She casually asked if she could tour the factory, and surprisingly, GlitterX told her absolutely not. Like, there was no debate about it. She was strictly not allowed to see how glitter was made, and wasn't even allowed to be in a nearby room to even hear how it's made. So instead, she was just left to interview a manager at the company, and things just kept getting sketchier. She asks the manager if she could tell her what industry serves as her biggest market, and the GlitterX rep instantly, without hesitation, tells her, no, I absolutely cannot tell you. Confused, the journalist asks her if she knows who their biggest customer is, and she replies with, oh god, yes, and you would never guess it. Let's just leave it at that. Asking why she can't talk about it, she responds by saying because they don't want anyone to know that it is glitter, and that if you looked at it, you wouldn't even know that it's glitter. The journalist then asks if you'd even be able to see the glitter at all in the finished product, to which the manager replies, oh, you'd be able to see something, but it's, yeah, I can't. And this interview single-handedly sparked the great glitter rabbit hole of the internet. Apparently, these clients that purchase glitter are all under a very strict confidentiality clause with GlitterX.
Once upon a time, I was told that the largest buyer of glitter was the US military, and that they were using it for some type of stealth technology. I don't know. If you guys ever want to go down one crazy rabbit hole, you're welcome.
As soon as you die, they could actually freeze your body.
Well, what happened with my first gen is they took the skull because he initially had written in a will to the Raelian movement that if something were to happen to him, they can ship the skull over immediately to Clonade. So they can remove a fragment of bone that's located here And in this fragment of bone, it stores all of your memories and consciousness.
What?
And with that, they can make a sufficient replica of yourself, a reproductive version of you, including your memories.
Wow.
And you can be selective as to which ones you keep or don't keep. And this process has been around for quite some time. Like Dolly the sheep was cloned back in, I think, the late 70s, early 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
Dolly the sheep, yeah, I remember that. And they've cloned a lot of animals over the years.
Yeah, Clonate, I don't want to say too much information. This is going to be broadcasted on the internet.
But I don't think they could transfer the actual memories, though.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You're living proof of this?
Yeah, I'm living proof. Except all the memories. A lot of them I don't have because of drugs and alcohol I abused as a teenager. So it's kind of like burning an MP3 CD, right? So let's say, we don't do this, people don't do this anymore, but back in the day, you would bootleg a CD, you would need the original copy.
Wrong.
You put it in, it reads the disc, transfers all the files. You have the same exact CD, it's the same thing. All the tracks, everything, every bar, every hit from every note, everything's gonna be on there. Now, if I scratch that CD, I may not be able to read all the files on the disc, making it impossible to transfer, make a new one, a new copy. I think it's amazing that they even were able to make Gucci Man.
Right, because they cloned him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Clonate did.
Duh.
I'm pretty sure like that was done from a separate company, but yeah, clearly.
Right, everyone was saying he was cloned as soon as he got out of jail. He looked different. He talked different.
Yeah, even his teeth, and his smile.
Right, he was smiling a lot more.
Yeah, he did, definitely. I like Gucci. I like new Gucci. I like second gen Gucci.
Second gen Gucci. Okay, so Gucci was the first hip hop clone, but you're the second.
Maybe if there's others, I don't know.
Hang on. It's not that I don't believe cloning isn't real. I just don't believe he was cloned, okay? And if he was cloned, then what did they do with his first gen body? Anyone? Anyone?
Beware of this dangerous trap. This streamer was doing her makeup in the car when her friend noticed that something was off.
Why is your things up? It's cooler than this. What the? What the? Wait.
It's her wipers.
No. Wait, I'm gonna drive off. Drive? What the? Bro. That's a way for you. That's a way for trafficking. That's a way for you to get out the car and fix that and someone stabbed me under the car. Oh, hell no. Wait, no. That's weird. Nah, that's weird as I don't give a I'm gonna drive with those up. Things. Oh my god, they put up my mirrors too. That's scary. Wait, hold it. No, actually, wait, but it's because I can't drive.
Her windshield wipers were lifted up, and she took a second to process it, but when she realized what it meant, she immediately drove off. To make matters worse, whoever did it also turned her side view mirrors inward, making it hard for her to see. See, like she said, this right here is a rare tactic criminals use to lure people out of their cars. Then when their potential victim steps out to put their wipers down, that's when they make their move, either stealing the car or robbing them, or worse. The best thing to do in a situation like this is to lock your car and drive carefully to a safe spot before fixing anything. And as a general reminder, always be aware of your surroundings.
Creepy. Somewhere out there, someone was probably watching and just waiting for them to make the wrong move. The car's problem wasn't mechanical. It was a trap in plain sight. Be safe out there, ladies.
Deep in Siberia, there sits a lake that's over 5,000 feet deep. It's a place filled with strange reports of lights, objects, and even disappearances. It's called Lake Baikal. And in 1982, a Soviet military diving team claimed that they saw something impossible. 3 massive humanoid beings moving deep beneath the water. Lake Baikal is the deepest lake on Earth. It's older than most civilizations, and some researchers say its water is so ancient that it predates the rise of many early human cultures. For decades, locals have reported seeing things that they cannot explain. Glowing discs that enter the water, beams of light moving around under the ice, and even entire boats vanishing without debris ever being found.
Wow.
But nothing is stranger than what happened to that military dive team. So according to the declassified Soviet report, the divers were training about 50 meters down. That's far deeper than recreational dive limits. And they noticed something moving in the haze. And at first, they thought it was perhaps another group of divers. But as the figures approached, it became clearer that they were not wearing any dive gear at all. In fact, they had no helmets, no tanks, just tight metallic suits and bodies that were far too large to be human.
Yikes.
The team described them as being nearly 10 feet in height. Humanoid, but definitely not human. They moved through the water with ease, no propulsion, no bubbles, no effort. For several minutes, both groups just kind of watched each other. And then the commander made a fatal decision. He ordered his men to capture one of the beings using a specialized net. And this is a choice that triggered something that was clearly not expected. There was a sudden violent pressure wave that slammed into the divers and blasted them forward towards the surface. They were launched upward so fast that they couldn't equalize pressure. 3 of them died instantly from explosive decompression. The survivors were then rushed to a military hospital, and the report was immediately classified by the KGB. And this stayed buried until after the fall of the Soviet Union. But here's where the story gets even stranger. So Lake Baikal has long been tied to the legend of water spirits, these beings that live in the deep. Fishermen have reported lights rising from the black water. Russian Navy officers have quietly admitted that the region is a hotspot for transmedium crafts, basically objects that go from air to water effortlessly. So what did these people actually encounter? Was it a species that had adapted to the crushing depths? Was it a non-human intelligence of some sort, or a residual energy living in there? Or was it some sort of technology that they couldn't recognize?
And this is the exact reason you will never in a million years catch me in diving equipment. That's all I got for this one, guys. Leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Smash that like and subscribe button. Fam, we are so close to our 100K goal. The memberships are open. Come join, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.